The Notre Dame community is remembering Father Theodore Hesburgh right now. He died a year ago today. He was 97. Hesburgh served as the University of Notre Dame president for 35 years, and you can see from this video, he certainly touched a lot of lives. Thousands of people attended his funeral services, lining the streets leading to that cemetery and ceremony there. You know, to people in this community and around the world, he was so much more than just a priest.
Yeah, he was. And tonight we're getting a look inside his old office on campus. WSBT-22's Danielle Kennedy is here. And Danielle, not many people have been able to go inside that office since he passed.
Rick and Jennifer, in fact, photo archivists just started documenting everything. And as you're about to see, there's a lot to go through. Everything you see in this room tells a story. The pictures on the shelves, the books on the wall, even the view from the 13th floor window.
He was bigger than life in a lot of ways, and you can sort of feel his presence in the room.
Father Ted was born in 1917, ordained at Notre Dame in 1943.
One of Father Ted's dreams when he was first becoming a priest was to become a Navy chaplain. It never really worked out. So obviously somebody saw his potential and groomed him very quickly to become university president.
A job he would hold for 35 years.
You know, just things that he would have on hand.
Elizabeth Hogan is part of the team documenting everything in Father Ted's office.
It's interesting for us from a historic perspective to see the objects and the photographs that he had on display that were important to him.
Memories of his personal life line the shelves behind his desk. More stories lie between the books bordering the room.
This one stuck out to me. I'd seen a black and white copy of it before, but to see, you know, a color original copy, you know, of him with the Provost Timothy O'Mara and Mother Teresa.
And there are more photos in a gallery along the hallway, like this picture of Father Ted joining hands with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. at a civil rights rally in Chicago in the early 1960s. At the time, Father Ted was a member of the U.S. Commission on Civil Rights.
He was involved in so many different things at the time, from immigration reform to amnesty for Vietnam, draft dodgers, and Cambodian refugees. The list goes on and on.
This one, taken in 1961, shows Father Ted giving President Kennedy the Laetare Medal at the White House. In 1964, this shot captured him receiving the Presidential Medal of Freedom from President Johnson. He's met with popes, as seen in this photo with Pope John Paul II, and this one taken with Pope John the 23rd. In 2002, Father Ted received the Congressional Medal of Honor, the highest civilian honor in the country.
There is the old joke about Father Hesburgh, the difference between Father Hesburgh and God being that God is everywhere and Father Ted is everywhere except Notre Dame.
And he has the pictures to prove it.
Quite an adventurous life.
President Carter has told the story of how he made the mistake of asking Father Ted, what could I do for you? And Father Ted asked if he could ride on the Blackbird.
During his time as the university's president, Notre Dame saw tremendous growth. He did it with the help from his chief financial officer, Father Ned Joyce.
He kept care of the books, and Father Ted read all the other books. So very different people, but maybe it's the opposites attract sort of thing.
We think of Father Ted as being the leader of Notre Dame and obviously a world figure, but many people had personal relationships with him, and you know, his charisma, that he would remember who you were even if he only met you once, 20 years.
Dig a little deeper and you learn even more about those personal relationships.
Cufflinks with Jerry Ford, these are the ones that would, you know, with the presidential seal on them.
Even a gift from Chicago Sun-Times advice columnist Ann Landers.
And she always signed it with love but no kisses.
That more than any other title that he held, priest was the most important one, and he had, I think, many opportunities to do other things in the secular world and within the church itself, but to be the president of Notre Dame and to be a priest and to say the Mass daily was most important to him. His mark will never be forgotten at Notre Dame.
The university says it's not sure what's going to happen to the office and everything inside. The Congregation of the Holy Cross owns the artifacts, but the university owns the space.
Well, there's certainly a lot there. What would you say is the most striking thing to you as you were walking through there?
I think when we walked through, there was a room off to the side that had so many file cabinets and photos that the university really hasn't had a chance to go through. And on the wall, there was a map that had all of these numbers and arrows drawn. And it was a map of all of the places that he's traveled, and it was full of red markings. Just an amazing man and such amazing travels that he had.
He led such a full life and did so much, as you noticed in that office.
As he traveled,
yeah.
yes.
As he traveled.
Yeah, so many photos, so many relationships, and again, the family, to see his family and his friends and photos of him fishing. I mean, it's just a really, really beautiful place.
Yeah. Danielle, thank you so much.